In this tutorial, we'll look in depth at Fruity Delay 3. Delay 3 is an included free plugin with FL Studio 12.5 onward. Awesome. First, an overview. We'll cover the input section, the delay time, delay model, where you can set various delay styles, the feedback section, controlling the duration of delays. There's level, cutoff, and resonance. The filter type. Then there's sample and bitrate reduction to add some crunch to the delays. The modulation section allows you to modulate the delay time and filter cutoff frequency. Then the diffusion section smears the delays in time for reverb style effects. Feedback distortion allows you to apply a limiter or soft saturation to the delays, which comes in very handy with feedback levels above 100%. Finally, on the output, we have the wet and dry levels and a tone control. Let's start with the input and output controls. The input controls the signal level entering the entire plugin effect chain. For example, if I turn it down, nothing is entering the effect, so there's no affected signal. Conversely, we have the wet output level, so it has a similar effect by reducing the wet output mix. Or we can turn down the dry, leaving only the wet affected signal. Turn down the wet and the dry, then nothing makes it out of the plugin. Finally, we have tone. This filters the wet output from the plugin. I'll set dry off to make it easier to hear. Turning tone to the left low passes the output, and right high passes it. And it's off in the center. For example, high-passing delays from a vocal can help to reduce the muddiness in the mix by filtering out unwanted low frequencies. Now onto the main event. We'll consider delay time. Delay 3 started with the simple goal of allowing tempo sync delays. I'll demonstrate with an example where the tempo changes but the delay time is fixed. Note that tempo sync is off. As the tempo increases, the delays become out of sync with the project and sound random. If we enable tempo sync and set the delay to match the time it was previously, we get a more pleasing result. Okay, but let's run that through again with the keep pitch off. Endless dream, endless. Cool, useful for special effects, so experimentation is definitely encouraged. For example, with tempo sync and pitch off, all sorts of possibilities there. Next up, delay model, starting with mono. In this mode, the left and right channels are summed to mono, which is only obvious if you start with a stereo input. So let's create a stereo input by panning a kick left and a hat right. So in stereo mode, the delay is stereo, and the kick and the hat stay where they were panned. In mono, you can hear the delays collapse into the centre of the mix, versus stereo again. And in ping pong, this swaps the left and right channels on each delay. And of course, off disables the delay section. Now, in addition to this, you can also add an offset to the left and the right channel delay. The offset adds a percentage of the time control setting to the overall delay for the left and the right channel. So I can add an additional delay to the left kick, or right hat, depending on the direction of the control and the delay model. For example, in mono mode, the offset can create ping-pong style delays. Stereo. This affects the maximum possible stereo spread of any stereo delay effects. You can hear the stereo spread collapse to the centre as I turn it left. And for ping pong, the left-right bouncing also collapses. So a convenient control for the overall amount of stereo delay in the effect mix. The last control here is smoothing. This is associated with modulation. It simply limits the maximum rate of change of the time control. Feedback. At the front end, we have level, filter cutoff frequency, and resonance. Level basically controls the number of delays you'll hear. More is more. While filter cutoff and resonance relate to the filter model used. So this is 100% feedback with cutoff and resonance changes on the low-pass filter. Low pass filters out the high frequencies, while high pass filters out the low frequencies. And finally, band pass allows through a narrow band of frequencies around the cutoff value. Keep an eye on the hint panel to see the frequency. And we can also turn filtering off, which means we're only going through the sample rate and bit depth sections. Yes, old school aliasing and quantization noise effects.
Dream of endless love. Dream of endless love. Dream of endless love. Dream of endless love. Dream of endless love.
One cool feature of delay 3 is the level control that can be set at 100% for infinite delays, or even above 100% so delays grow in strength. Notice the control starts at green, then turns to orange between 95 to 100%, and progressively redder above 100%, all to warn you that runaway feedback is now possible. To control feedback above 100%, the feedback distortion section is handy. There are limiting and saturation controls. The saturation is a form of soft saturation and is the more subtle of the two modes. You can hear the maximum level of the delays eventually runs into the saturation level limit and then stops getting louder and then starts to sound more saturated. So as we turn the level down, the delays are more saturated but quieter. The knee and symmetry controls will change the tone of the saturation. Alternatively, the limiter is more aggressive. With the level turned up, it gets that smacky, high compression, fast attack sound. So in summary, use feedback distortion in conjunction with high delay feedback levels, and this will control the overall volume, and also add in some analog grungy style distortion. On to modulation. We can modulate delay time and the delay feedback filter cutoff frequency. Notice the box indicators that show when time or cutoff modulation are active. Here's a time modulation example. And rate. A traditional use of delay time modulation is to create chorus style effects with and here's without for comparison. To demonstrate cutoff modulation, I have a band pass filter selected, and the cutoff is around 1100 Hz. Dry input is down to make the effect more obvious. Without cutoff, and with cutoff modulation. So some subtle variation there. Remember, variation is key in making your track interesting. The modulation itself is bipolar. This means there's a plus and a minus modulation around the set level. Finally, that brings us to diffusion. This comes from a subtle modulation of the timing of the delay echoes, and it can be used to create reverb-like effects. Here's an example with diffusion off, now on. the delays diffuse into each other, and spread is time spread of the diffusion modulation. Now with that, we've covered the Delay 3 plugin, and you can see the creative possibilities. Until next time, enjoy using Delay 3.
dream and